Welcome where curiosity becomes dangerous. It's 3:07 a.m., a quiet Thursday night. The world sleeps except for the machines. Banks hum. Servers pulse. Algorithms trade invisible fortunes in fractions of seconds. Money moves faster than breath. Invisible, digital, everywhere and nowhere. But tonight, something changes. In one instant, one line of code erases it all. When the world wakes up, money doesn't exist. Not in banks, not in pockets, not even in memory. Hour 1, the awakening morning begins normally. People check their phones, only to find blank banking apps. Error, balance unavailable. At first, everyone assumes it's a glitch, a cyber attack, maybe a power outage. Governments rush to reassure citizens. But the problem isn't technical, it's existential. Every database is empty. Every ledger wiped clean. From Wall Street to tiny village banks, every record of ownership gone. Not corrupted, deleted. Hour 3. The panic news spreads faster than any market crash ever did. The stock exchanges don't open. ATMs spit nothing but paper dust. Cards decline. Cryptocurrencies vanish from the blockchain. A world without money doesn't mean poverty, it means confusion. People rush to shops, waving useless bills, begging for food. But without prices, there's no trade. Without trade, there's no trust. By afternoon, supermarkets close. Gas stations run dry. Traffic stops. Airplanes land wherever they can. Money isn't just paper, it's permission. And permission just expired. Hour 12. The collapse by sunset, the world divides in two. Those who hoarded real goods and those who didn't. Food becomes the new currency. Water the new gold. Weapons the new investment. In cities, riots bloom like fire. People loot not for greed, but for survival. They break into pharmacies, bakeries, data centers, anything that once represented value. Governments declare martial law. But soldiers need paychecks too. And for the first time in centuries, their guns don't make them rich, only hungry. Day 2. The Great Reset economists gather on emergency calls. They try to rebuild the numbers. But the more they talk, the more they realize the system was never real. Money was trust, code, belief. And belief, once broken, cannot be rebooted. Without prices, nations can't measure worth. Without worth, the modern world evaporates. Factories stop producing. No one knows what to charge. Hospitals run out of supplies. Medicine doesn't move without cost. Even charity dies, because generosity too relied on systems of value. The world begins to slow. Day 3, the new barter communities start to adapt. Neighbors trade food for tools. Mechanics fix cars in exchange for bread. Doctors treat wounds for candles, firewood, or shelter. For the first time, humanity rediscovers direct value. But chaos breeds cruelty. A black market rises overnight. The powerful, those with land, water, fuel, become feudal lords again. Old hierarchies collapse, but new tyrannies emerge. Money vanished, but inequality didn't. It simply changed shape. Week 1, the end of nations' borders blur. With currencies dead, countries dissolve into tribes, cities, regions. Governments try printing new notes, but people laugh. "You can't print belief," says one protester before a crowd of thousands. The internet flickers with desperation. Digital platforms collapse. Influencers vanish. Their fame had no weight in a world where followers can't buy anything. Even religion transforms. Churches turn into sanctuaries, distributing food instead of sermons. People begin to pray not for wealth, but for meaning. Month 1, the rise of the vault cities. A few places adapt differently. Technologists, scientists, and engineers form enclaves called vault cities, walled habitats powered by renewable energy and barter systems. They invent energy credits, a new form of currency based on contribution, not possession. If you generate power, grow food, or repair systems, you earn credit. If you consume, you lose it. It's money reborn, but ethical, measurable, transparent. The rest of the world calls them utopian prisons. But inside, for the first time in months, children sleep without fear. Year 1. The new order outside the vaults. The planet looks medieval again. Horse carts, handmade tools, small farms. But strangely, people are healthier, happier. Without banks, they rediscover community. Without interest rates, they rediscover gratitude. Barter fairs replace malls. Storytellers replace ads. Music and art bloom again, not for fame, but for trade. Still, in the shadows, an idea stirs. People begin whispering about the digital return. The temptation to rebuild the old world grows too strong. Year 5, the temptation of Trust One Vault City, Nova Helix, announces a breakthrough. A new, decentralized system, impossible to hack, controlled by no one. They call it the Ledger of Humanity, a global, transparent currency powered by collective memory. Every transaction engraved into quantum code. Unbreakable. Eternal. For a moment, hope returns. People line up to join. Old habits flicker back to life. Value, profit, ambition. But history has a cruel sense of humor. Within months, corruption reappears, not in the system, but in human hearts. Greed doesn't need paper. It only needs desire. Year 10, the irony the world rebuilds. Money returns, shinier, smarter, more digital. But the lesson is clear. It was never about paper, numbers, or gold. Money is a mirror. It reflects what we value most. When it vanished, we didn't lose wealth. We lost direction. And when we found it again, we lost innocence. So what if money suddenly disappeared overnight? Humanity would collapse, adapt, rebuild, and repeat. Because money isn't evil. It's simply a symptom of who we are. And if you don't want to lose your curiosity's value, hit like and subscribe. It won't make you rich, but it might make you wiser.